Fans of my channel will know that I have a special love for actor Noah Centineo. I've explored his work before, and I've seen every movie he's starred in, which is very impressive, I know. But the part of his career he's best known for is the To All the Boys series, which recently saw the release of its third and, thank God, final film. And I had to come back for one more, I had to see how they wrapped up this trilogy. But I walked away from To All the Boys 3, Always and Forever, feeling very different than I expected to.
It's crazy that I can feel so sad and so happy at the same time.
And it's not because of any misplaced expectations. I knew what I was getting into here. These are very light, very palatable, very disposable movies. They're made for an audience who will watch it once and then never think of it again. And yet, I've developed this weird sort of ironic investment in this series, and part of me was excited to see how this story ended. Because deep down, very deep, way down, I did wonder if they could turn this franchise around. I mean, I knew they wouldn't, but come on. Would it not be incredible if they did? If the third movie was actually good? See, this is why I don't gamble.
Dude, let's go bowling.
Did you just quote The Big Lebowski?
So, if you don't know what these movies are about, here's a quick recap. First movie, Laura Jean Song Covey is a teenage girl who really wants a boyfriend. Then a bunch of love letters she wrote to a bunch of boys that she had loved before get sent out. That's why the movie's called that. And she ends up dating Peter Kavinsky, the most perfect boy in the whole wide world. I mean, he plays lacrosse. Second movie, Laura Jean doesn't know if she wants to keep dating Peter or date this guy John Ambrose McLaren. In the end, she keeps dating Peter, even though John Ambrose is obviously the better choice. I can't get into that right now, there's too much to unpack. So, going into movie 3, I had some idea of what to expect. I mean, these movies are devoid of any real conflict. They're so boring. This is pretty much how any obstacle is treated.
I didn't get into Stanford.
Just transfer after your freshman year.
But then, this movie started throwing curveballs. It started doing interesting things. I was very shocked by this because I never expected anything interesting to ever happen. So the story is about the end of high school. Peter and Laura Jean are planning a future at college together, but not everything goes according to plan. Laura Jean then starts spiraling because her only real characteristic is this obsession with her idealized vision of what a relationship is, and now reality is intruding on that fantasy. Later in the movie, all the kids go on their senior trip to New York. Laura Jean goes on this little adventure with some NYU students, and through it, she becomes really excited about the potential of her future there. She's able to let go of her fear and insecurity and just dive in. And Peter is not with her. For the first time, that doesn't matter.
What are you doing up?
Waiting for you.
And then you've got Peter's side of the story. His dad left his family when he was a kid and is now trying to reconnect, which is making Peter really face and really struggle with his abandonment issues.
I think about my dad and I hate him. And I miss him. And then I hate that I miss him.
And the Oscar goes to...
As he struggles, he starts holding on tighter to Laura Jean and their future, and the less committed she seems to making that plan work, especially by, going to a university across the country, the more annoyed and distant he gets. Now, this essentially flips the dynamic. Laura Jean has always been the one who saw the end of their relationship around every corner, but now she's not totally reliant on it for a sense of stability, and Peter is. This raises some interesting questions about these characters, questions the other movies never came close to exploring. Maybe Laura Jean doesn't actually need this relationship to be happy. Maybe Peter's more afraid of feeling abandoned than losing her. There is some compelling drama there, especially with the backdrop of high school ending and these characters having to consider for the first time what they want their lives to be. Not to dig into my tragic backstory, but I've been there. And, as I'm sure you've already guessed, the movie does not engage with any of these ideas beyond that description.
No, please don't do that.
Let's just end it now.
Instead, Peter and Laura Jean are just kind of fine, and then they break up after one argument when one of them misinterprets something innocuous, and then they get back together about 10 minutes later. Oh, I'm sorry, that was actually footage from the last movie, where the exact same thing happened. To be clear, I knew this movie would have a happy ending. It's not really the waste of potential that bugs me, it's more the rejection of that potential. It's that this movie chose to ignore all of those questions and where they might lead, and then did nothing else. I didn't think this movie would end with them breaking up or anything, but some acknowledgement of the actual themes of the story would have been nice. It's almost depressing, this idea that Peter and Laura Jean being together is all that matters, and everything else is just filler. Ultimately, just the fact that this fake relationship exists is the point.
But we're not like those other couples. We are Laura Jean and Peter.
You're totally relationship goals.
Look, this is my fault. These movies are not made for me. Nobody made me watch them. Actually, no, my ex did make me watch one. The point is, I know I'm overthinking. I know it's not that deep. But it's insane to me that this movie is about a relationship, and they start exploring what that relationship means to the people in it, and then there's no answer. Just, we're in love, and that's good. In a way, this movie made all the Netflix rom-coms like it feel more depressing. Because they're all fluff, but they don't have to be. They can bring up interesting conflicts and ideas and themes, apparently, but that crushing algorithmic need to keep things so light and palatable and disposable works against the story this movie is trying to tell. The whole movie is about facing reality, and the fantasy still wins. Laura Jean gets everything she wants, and it feels so empty. And I know that's enough for the target demographic of this movie, who, like I said, will watch it once and never think of it again. But artistically, I think they should ask for more, because one day they might actually get it. Also, no movie should show Noah Centineo having sex. That crosses a line.